start thinking about all the things that you do just being lazy.
Oh, yeah.
Of like, that whole production there, so I didn't have to lean over 6 inches to get the glare off of our recording apparatus.
Yeah. Last night, Molly and I were laying on the couch, and she was watching her show, and then she started to like get on her phone. And I said, "Can I watch something different since you're on your phone?" And she goes, "Yeah, but the remote's on the other side of the couch." And I went, "Nah, I'll just watch this." I didn't want to get up and get the remote to change it.
It's almost like that. I don't know that you would remember that, but maybe, as a kid, like there was no remote.
Yeah. You had to get up and
we were the remote. Dad's like, "Hey, can you turn the channel?"
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'll walk up here and do it, I guess. But there's always like, on the laziness factor, if you ever get where, like maybe you're like I'm a couch layer when I watching TV at night or whatever, watching something kind of comfortable, and it's like I gotta piss. Mm-hmm. And it's just like the whole production of I gotta get up and walk down the hallway, and it's like 15 steps at
I wasn't
30 round trip.
Yeah.
I mean,
I wasn't the no remote era. I was when the remotes were like, they looked like a fucking math honors calculator.
Oh,
like there was like 900 buttons on it, and just you only needed 3. You needed the on and off button, and then the channel and volume. That's all you needed.
That's it.
I didn't need any of the other buttons. I had no idea what they were for.
Yeah, all the specialty. Well, you probably had DVDs. I grew up in a VCR.
I had VCRs. Yeah. I remember when we got the dual one. It was like the coolest thing ever.
Oh yeah,
because you could watch a VCR and a DVD on the same thing.
Yeah,
that was cool.
I remember in one of my many moves when I, because I had a bunch of movies.
Yeah,
and then when I was moving back to this town, these VHS tapes have made like 5 moves with me.
Yeah.
And I'm getting ready to come back, and I'm like, I think I can just pull the cord here and go ahead and toss these. I don't even have a VCR.
Yeah.
I mean,
they just had them just because.
Yeah, just had them.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
But,
I have at my mother's house, they were my father's collection. I'm pretty sure we had before 2000 and let's say 8, every Clint Eastwood movie on VHS. Every one of them.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. Like I don't think like Blood Work. Remember Blood Work with Jeff Daniels? I don't think we have that one on VHS. Everything before that is on VHS.
Yeah, that's some stuff, man.
There's like 27 movies on VHS, and it's in a tub, and it just says Clint Eastwood on the tub.
Well, I know they're at the Blu-ray stage, but at what point in time is it just like is that gone too? I know we're in a streaming world now, but Blu-rays, I mean, if you want to watch a movie.
Yeah.
But when's it get to the point where it's just like a mini little thumb drive?
Yeah.
Like they just sell you that, and you just plug it into your TV, and it's got the movie on it.
Yeah, I know it. It's coming probably.
I can't believe that.
I never got on the Blu-ray train.
No?
No. Because I wasn't going to buy a Blu-ray DVD player, and I wasn't going to buy. And I didn't have a PlayStation that played the Blu-ray, so I just bought their normal DVD.
I bought a PlayStation for the Blu-ray.
Oh, okay.
It's just weird shit that I do.
Yeah, spend the $400 for the Blu-ray player.
Yeah, I mean, because it was obviously in the golf business in the wintertime, I have some time on my hands. I'm like, I'm going to get into playing some games.
Yeah.
Yeah, that lasted about a week, and then I just had a really expensive thing to play movies on. And then that also happened when I bought an Xbox One that has probably, I don't know, less than 5 hours of gameplay on it.
Yeah. Not a big gamer either.
And, streaming and stuff now, I don't know, I've watched more than 2 or 3 movies with it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I got to the point with gaming where I knew I was bad when I was getting beat by the computer in Madden.
Oh, yeah.
Like it was a tight game up into the 4th quarter. And all my buddies were like, why did you finish? Why did you just turn it off? I was like, I'm not a quitter, okay? I was not going to let the computer win, even though they did.
I'll tell you the game. I mean, I never played a lot of Madden.
Mm-hmm.
The game that was fun when I bought that PlayStation you just buy a couple games.
Yeah.
And the FIFA, the soccer game.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
Really?
I mean, I just, I don't play it. But
yeah.
It's, that's fun.
Yeah.
Now, I was as everybody was, I was a big college, whatever, the NCAA games.
Yeah.
I liked those, but not,
Yeah, now it's,
can't do that. Can't do it.
Yeah. Fuckers.
Yeah. I guess we're just going to use that to segue into that.
Into it, yeah.
Okay. So, as we'd been scared about, and talked about for the last 3-4 weeks, that we were, not sure that college football was going to happen. Well, that came down this last week with the Big Ten and the Pac-12, almost like a suicide pact.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like they were on the phones with each other. If we announce, are you going to announce?
Yeah.
Because,
Exactly.
within hours of each other, they come out.
Yeah.
I don't understand. This is just my thought process on it. We're going to delay it to the spring.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't understand why they didn't set their schedule kind of like how the SEC and them did, where it was pushed back.
Yeah.
Like, well, we're going to start on September 5th.
Yeah.
Why? Everybody else was like October.
Uh-huh.
And, I don't understand why they did that.
Mm-hmm.
But so you're going to push to the spring.
Yeah.
And then you want them to play spring football and then turn around and play fall football.
Yes.
And we're doing it because we're concerned about their health.
Exactly.
Like those train wrecks they get in.
Yes, every Saturday.
And don't really get it. Let's just play 2 seasons in one calendar year.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't seem like they care that much. It seems, people are like, well, they just made a decision that it wasn't about money. Well, if it wasn't about money, they wouldn't be trying to play a spring season.
Exactly. They'd have just canceled it in general.
They'd have just canceled it. We'll see you next fall.
Yeah.
Now, trying to slide that back in the spring for the money.
Exactly. I don't get it either. I mean, it would be one thing if everybody decided to push it back to the spring. You can't tell me that the other conferences, it's safe for them.
Right.
But it's not safe for the Pac-12 and the Big Ten. I don't get that aspect of it. I really don't. I can't wrap my head around it that it's safe for these people and it's safe for these and not safe for these people. I can't wrap my head around it that we're not going to have a college football season, but yet we're going to have however many students on the campus.
Right. If they're not doing online, which a lot of them aren't, they're allowing so that's okay. Because we know what college kids don't do. Get together and have parties.
Exactly.
We know they don't do that.
Yeah, exactly. So you want to take away a structured, safe environment that you could use as a sports team, because a lot of the players already had dedicated themselves to only hanging around the people on the team.
Right.
They already came out and said
they've kind of bubbled themselves in.
Exactly. So now you're just going to say, hey, yeah, go ahead, do whatever the hell you want.
And it's kind of, I think a lot of that is just the MLB.
Yeah.
I think they looked at that and said, well, these professionals can't. Well, yeah, they're millionaires, not all of them, but doing stuff they're not really supposed to be doing.
Exactly.
I mean, the rumor mill of the stuff that they did.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, maybe not.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
maybe not go out and do that shit. It's just, I don't know. It pisses me off as a fan, and it pisses me off just as a person in general.
Right.
That we're selecting different people who can and can't do stuff.
Right.
I mean, we're picking and choosing what kids are able to, go to class and do other things, and we're telling these athletes, sorry, you can't.
Right.
It's not safe.
Yeah, and you have that and that's a real thing, I think, with Trevor Lawrence, coming out with that of, hey, it's safer to be here.
Yeah.
In, getting tested,
mm-hmm.
Where we're at. Because some schools are still doing online stuff, which means season's canceled, go home.
Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, you're sending kids back into, maybe not great situations.
Yeah.
And they're no longer getting tested. I mean,
mm-hmm.
You can make a strong argument that it's more dangerous to send them back home.
Yeah.
And it's probably a pretty legitimate argument of, hey, we have you here. We have you tested. Mm-hmm. We have you isolated. This is the safest place you can be.
Exactly.
It really is.
Yeah. I mean there really isn't another safer place unless you're going to go just sit in a hospital somewhere and get tested every day. I mean, I have a hard time wrapping my head around that fact of it's safe for some but it's not safe for others.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I don't understand why they pulled the trigger that way. I don't understand, one, the schedule, which we already talked about, how they laid that out. Of two, why didn't you build in some bye weeks for this reason?
Yeah.
Exercise that fact.
Yeah.
And just push it back. Just give it a week.
Yeah.
Give it a week. Give it a week. And there was no reason for that.
They could have bought themselves another month and 2 weeks by pushing it to the start of October.
Right.
And been fine.
Yeah.
And been completely fine.
And because you never know what's going to happen. Because it doesn't, whether you cancel it now or October 1st, it doesn't matter.
That didn't change anything.
Doesn't change anything.
No.
The one that I did love was, I can't remember what the new Big Ten commissioner got the job in January.
Oh, yeah,
by the way, I can't remember what his name is. Not that it matters, because I don't know that how long he's going to keep that job.
Yeah.
Because people are calling for his job already.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean that's a decision made by the presidents. Like he really doesn't have a say so if the schools decide to cancel.
Uh-huh.
But the one thing was with Nebraska and Frost coming out and saying, "Hey, we're going to look at the other options. Go try to join this other conference that's going to play. We want to play football."
Yeah.
And he comes out and says, "Well, I mean, you can go do that, but you leave. You're not coming back to the Big Ten."
Yeah.
And then Ohio State says the same thing, and he's silent.
Yep.
Doesn't say a word.
Say a word.
Like, oh, you mean if that team that is your conference leaves,
exactly,
and all the money from those TV contracts goes away?
Yeah. Good luck.
Because they make Ohio State on 3 games on the Big Ten network. Hey, man, when you lose that, nobody cares.
Yeah, exactly. And I was told that they can't join another conference contractually wise. Something happens where
TV contracts
pretty much that way, and then whatever your deal is because you have a contract in the conference as well.
Right.
So I mean, if you're still under that, that's part of the reason as well. So,
right.
Who knows?
But you know what? I mean, like, say if it was Ohio State, and they wanted out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we got your contract and your TV rights. You can't go. We got you locked in. That Wexner or whatever it is. You tell me he wouldn't just write a check and go.
Exactly.
Yeah,
we're out.
We're out.
Yeah, they have plenty of boosters to do that.
$25 million. Here you go.
Yeah.
See ya.
I
mean, it would be that simple.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, if they really, really wanted to, they can guarantee they could pull enough money with their boosters together and pay off that contract.
Right. I mean, that is, and that brings up interesting conversations of, you can play it in the spring or whatever, but I mean, let's be honest, like, you're never seeing Justin Fields again.
No.
Like, his career is over.
Yeah.
Because spring football, he can't play in the spring. The NFL draft is there.
Exactly.
I mean, this is, if he doesn't have an option for Ohio State to play this fall.
Yep.
He's just going to drop out of school and go.
And he should.
There should
absolutely no hard feeling towards
It'd be the same thing if the ACC does something. Trevor Lawrence, you need to drop out of school.
Yeah.
And go get ready for the draft.
Yeah.
I mean,
I have an issue with the spring stuff too, because of that fact and the fact of what are you playing for?
Yeah,
you're gonna have 2 national championships with 2 conferences.
No, they're playing for TV money.
That's what I'm saying. That's what they're playing for. There's literally no reason as a competitor to be playing.
And the funny thing is, the NCAA has said nothing.
I know.
Which, because here's the problem for the NCAA. Say, if some miracle, and let's be honest, it's never going to happen. Like Ohio State, say if they got a hold of the SEC and goes, hey, can you book us in and we'll come play this fall?
Yeah.
I think the SEC would do that in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah.
And it has nothing to do with the NCAA because they just kind of are the governors or whatever of the game, of the student athlete.
Yeah.
Student in quotes.
Yeah.
But, if that happened, that's step 1 to, hey, why don't we just grab these 30, 35 teams and get rid of the NCAA and just do our own thing?
Yeah.
I mean,
if there's a time to do it, it's now. It's now.
Yeah, we don't need, we don't need you.
We can do our own damn thing and be fine with it.
Because that's the long repercussions of this. Of, what's Ohio State doing a year of the football program? 100 million, something like that.
Something like that.
Somewhere in there. Just call it 100 for easy math.
Uh-huh.
Well, that that doesn't take care of the basketball program because I think the basketball program sustains itself.
Yeah.
But every other sport there.
Oh, yeah, it takes care of.
Just had their budget cut if they can even pay for it.
Exactly.
Because you just lost $100 million.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the spring is.
Yeah, exactly.
We can sell. We got spring football that we can sell to ESPN.
Mm-hmm. And help pay for the other sports.
And pay for the other sports.
Yeah, you're going to piss off some of the wrong teams in this situation. Because personally, those two conferences are done. I think you're going to see in the next couple months a trickle-down effect. I really do. I don't think there is going to be a college football season.
Probably not.
I think that
I think the SEC will play.
Okay.
Because
I can get behind it. I can believe
governors and everything are like, it's fine.
Go ahead. Yeah, and I get that part of it, but I think you're going to see a trickle-down within the next few months just because of they're taking away things. The NCAA is taking away. They're going to take away a championship.
Yeah, because you can't. Well, they don't own it.
I know they don't own it. They own the actual championship.
Yeah, but they don't own anything else to do with. They own the trophy.
Yeah,
but nothing else
I
because they
understand.
sold everything about that to whoever.
Yeah. But I'm just saying they're going to start taking away things like that, and you're going to start seeing some. That's just my personal opinion. You're going to see a trickle down effect with this, whether it's right at the beginning or right before the season starts or in a couple weeks, whatever. That's just my personal feel.
Which you could only do because I think the next one. I think the Big 12's next to drop
probably,
and then the ACC. I really think the SEC will play.
Yeah.
Now, not saying they would finish.
Mm-hmm.
If something happened.
Yeah.
But I hope they do.
Yeah.
Because I want to watch something.
Me too.
And you could put up an argument of, well, the SEC played each other. I mean, you can crown, like, say, if Alabama wins the conference, you can kind of crown them a champion because that's kind of,
what it is. You're playing that.
But the problem, if the SEC plays, and say the SEC, ACC, and Big 12, say they all play, and these two others are out, and you can already see this started to happen. Decommitments.
Oh yeah.
That's a big problem because what they don't realize, and since we're in Ohio, we'll just use Ohio State.
Well, they already had somebody decommit.
What they don't realize is, like the president of, hey, by you guys canceling this, the whole sport of college football is about recruiting. Whoever has the best players usually wins. That's kind of the way it goes.
Yeah.
You not only just canceled a season and a chance to see Justin Fields again, but these kids for 2021, 22 that have already started thinking about where they're going, you're cutting them out and sending them to the southern schools that aren't going to, because if you're Nick Saban, why wouldn't you go, oh, you still want to go? Well, they don't even care about football up there. I mean,
they don't even care if they have a season.
They wanted to play in the spring, which who does that?
Yeah, they're going to make you play 2 seasons back to back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to do that.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Yeah, we care about your health.
Yeah, we care about you. We care about football and the way it's supposed to be done.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, like in Ohio State, top tier, maybe they take a half a step back.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's a problem.
They miss out.
That's for a decade that shit happened.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's dumb, but what are you going to do? All we can do is sit here and bitch and debate.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure people listen to us complain, but and like they haven't heard enough of it. Any station you turn it on, that's all it's about. But not a lot of positive things coming out of college right now. So
there's not. And it's the contradicting factor like we talked about earlier. It's okay for one group to do it, but not okay for another group to do it. So it's, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's if there was more of a dead basis of, okay, we're just not going back to school at all, everything's online, I could get behind that more.
Right.
I could be okay with it even more, but you're allowing students to come on campus if they want to. I don't know if the people know, but Ohio State has a lot of international kids that come there.
Tons.
So they're not going to be going home, taking a plane back home to wherever they're from.
What's the enrollment at Ohio State? 50?
Yeah.
I mean, somewhere in there. Now, obviously, that's branch campuses and everything, but what's on main campus? 30 or 40?
Probably.
I mean,
something like that. Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of freaking people.
Yeah.
Running around, having parties because that's what college kids do.
It's what they do.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah, so I mean, I think the funniest thing is just the NCAA, the quietness from them.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they had that feeling, they'd just come out and say, hey, there is no championship this year. Do it if you want to play, play, but we're not hosting a championship.
Exactly. The only way you would have seen that happen is if the SEC would have come out and said, we're not playing.
Right.
That is the only way.
I don't know that you would have seen that even happen then because, man, they already lost their cash cow in March.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about that of no income from college football, no income from March Madness.
Yeah.
The NCAA is probably getting pretty strapped.
Yeah, I bet they are.
Obviously, they have millions of dollars, but when you have payrolls and stuff like they have,
yeah,
that stuff starts dwindling down pretty quick.
It does. But I know that everybody when it talks about the SEC bias towards, the NCAA or, the NCAA.
Right.
I do feel if the Big Ten and the SEC would have paired together and said, hey, we're not playing, I think they'd have come out a couple weeks later and said, we're not having a championship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Most likely because, well, one, most of your championship games come from those two school or conferences.
Well, not really, but they come from one of them.
That's what I mean. I'm saying the majority of your top four in your college football playoff are usually Big Ten,
SEC, ACC, and Big 12.
Pretty much.
For the most part, unless the SEC gets 2 in. And then the Big 12's out.
Exactly.
Pac-12, nobody cares. Didn't even know you still played football out there. But yeah, that would have been an interesting thing. Mm-hmm. But I just think football down south.
Oh, it's a different thing
happening.
Oh yeah,
I mean it is happening.
Yep.
So, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's just it's just that shame of, like you never got to see Dwayne Haskins year 2.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get to see Justin Fields year 2. Just to see what that progression is.
Yeah.
Of, if it wasn't for Joe Burrow, Justin Fields wins a Heisman last year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean.
Yeah. Really, I mean.
And that's the other thing. And I like Joe Burrow's tweet that he sent out. He goes, if they canceled the season last year, I'm probably looking for a job right now. Because he's a projected 6th round pick.
Yeah.
And then has the greatest season ever. And then he's first overall.
Yeah. He's not wrong either. I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah, you're 100% correct.
Nobody cared about him.
No.
I mean, he didn't have any numbers. That first year at LSU was just eh.
Yeah, exactly. Just because it was his first year starting. I mean, it's not, you're good. Trevor Lawrence is the only key where it's your first time starting and you go and you do something fantastic.
Trevor Lawrence was the kid that probably didn't even have to play college football at all.
Probably not.
And would have been a first round pick.
Yeah.
I mean, just the talk about him from the get-go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mean, you replace him with your 3-year starter and Kelly Bryant, who was a really good college quarterback.
Right.
And you're just like, now this kid's better.
Yeah.
Like, holy fuck, he's got to be that good,
Yeah, that's the I love when that happens in college. I mean, it sucks for the kid, but hey, man, this guy's better than you.
This guy's better than you, exactly.
That's what never happened at Ohio State with JT Barrett. Of like, hey, at the end of the day, this Dwayne Haskins kid is better than you. I know you've been around for too long.
Yeah, way too long.
But because that's a bad thing. Like in college football, you don't want a 4-year quarterback. That means he's not any good.
Exactly.
I mean, you're not gone after your junior year.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're not. Usually, you're not very good.
Yeah. So, well, that's the end of that conversation. Let's segue into something else.
Okay, something else happier.
Yeah, happier.
Yeah, happier.
The PGA Championship.
Yeah.
I haven't watched a lot of golf because I typically don't, but I watch majors and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But that kid, Collin Morikawa.
Yeah, good pronunciation.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
23 years old.
Yep.
4th guy under the age of 24 to win a major.
Mm-hmm.
Just 3rd PGA win.
Yeah.
I've heard some interviews with him. Awesome.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
He just kind of you feel better.
Yeah.
I know
what you mean.
And then that tee shot on 16.
Yes.
I mean, you think about that.
Yeah.
Of just you rip it to 7 feet.
And
then make eagle of like,
this
is mine.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's just.
Yep.
he's, there's always these young guns and stuff like that everybody talks about, like the Dustin Johnsons and the Rory McIlroys, Jordan Spieth, and they've all done great things.
Yeah.
But then fell off the map.
Exactly.
And this is the next kid.
Yep. Hopefully he doesn't fall off the map, because Spieth fell off the map.
I mean, yeah. He
had one good year.
Yeah, he wins
Two
the
of
Masters.
them, right?
He wins the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
Finishes like second in the British that year. And probably should have won it, just kind of dinked it down the end.
Yeah.
I don't remember what he did in the PGA that year. And then comes back and should have won the Masters again, but he chunked 2 balls in the creek on, on 12.
Yep. And
then just, see ya.
Yep, done.
It's
just crazy how that happens. Well, golf, it's golf.
Yeah.
That's when you can't recover mentally in golf, you're kind of fucked.
No.
And that's what I always, watching him, because I don't watch a lot of golf, but when I do, you pay attention and stuff. But he would always seem to have like a bad hole and then 2 bad holes.
Yeah.
It never was like, okay, forget about that one, next hole and stuff like that. It was always like a, if I'm having 1 bad hole, I got to have 3, one of those deals.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, Rory McIlroy too. I mean, just
he was like,
where did you go? I mean,
just
where did you go?
Freaking man in golf for 2-3 years.
Yeah,
and then bloop.
Yeah. That's why this kid, like, you have high hopes of, because
even if you just stay consistent,
there's never going to be another Tiger.
Yeah,
I mean, that's gone. I mean, obviously he still plays and he's still going to win events and stuff, but that domination, that's probably just not going to happen again.
Yep.
One, I think it's just the field of players is that much better.
Exactly.
But I'd like to see somebody kind of capture that, to where Tiger doesn't have to be in the event for the event to be successful.
Exactly.
Yep. Because that's still kind of the way it is.
Oh, for sure. He still has, when you're allowed to have fans, he still has all of the fans.
All of them.
All of the fans travel with him.
I mean, that would have been the amazing thing. I know it was rain and last year when he won the Masters, so they had to start early, so it's just kind of weird on TV. If I would have loved to have seen the numbers with Tiger Woods winning the Masters, if it aired at normal time, of how many millions of people watched that.
Yeah,
still did, even though the timing was off.
Exactly.
But yeah, this kid just, I've heard a couple interviews, him talking about his thought process through the game of that. I think we talked about watching the Jordan documentary. I mean, I know they call it The Last Dance, but hey, it's the Michael Jordan documentary is what that is. That's kind of what you could have done with that. But like the things he, talks about, that competitiveness and, like the Black Mamba Kobe mentality of, you can kind of see it, like that kid has that. He's talked about standing on the 10th tee of like, all right, there's a whole group of people here of like, somebody's got to separate themselves, just make a few birdies. And we're just going to go ahead and separate ourselves from the field of like, that's what, that's what golf needs. They don't need, that they need somebody like him that can get out there and talk and stuff like that, because like Jordan Spieth, Dustin Johnson, I mean, they're about as entertaining as like a wet paper napkin.
Exactly.
Of like, man, like I'm bored when you talk. I mean,
Dustin
you have
Johnson
no
chokes
excitement.
a lot too.
You have no excitement.
No, yeah, I know.
I mean, just none.
Even when you make birdie or eagle, it's it's like give me like a thumbs up. There's no,
and that's fine. I mean, just be yourself. Don't try to, because it's even worse if you try to fake it.
Exactly.
I mean, but it just. But I thought it was funny with that kid of like, they were adamant. Hey, when you win this, his girlfriend comes out. She'd been traveling. They lived together. And they're like, you can't kiss her.
Yeah.
And like, they gave him some shit because they hugged. Of like, we traveled together. We're staying in the same hotel room. We live together.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up.
I mean, it's all an optics thing because it's, because Twitterverse will blow up. Did you see that? They didn't socially distance. And it's like, what? Aren't you living with somebody? I mean, it's the same.
Dumbass. Exactly.
Did you and your wife buy a duplex and now you're just, separated? But
oh, fuck.
But it is an interesting time because now we start getting with golf.
Mm-hmm.
Now that college football is circling the drain, two up or down, circling the drain. The NBA is just, I'll tell you what, playoff wise, I know we'll talk about that later, but if it's not like the stars, like if it's not LeBron or
nobody
Kawhi,
watches.
I don't care.
Yeah. Well, you're not the only one. Their ratings are terrible right now.
Nobody's watching.
Yeah.
The NHL has been actually pretty fantastic.
Okay, I don't watch hockey because I don't understand it.
Like the Blue Jackets, it was like one of the longest games ever.
Oh,
went
really?
into like 5 overtimes. But but now at least with golf, you kind of have this, because they bounced all the majors back. So you had the PGA, and now you got, the Masters going to be in November.
Yeah.
And
it's
interesting times.
It is interesting times of everything's getting pushed back. So it almost seems longer.
Yeah.
Even though it's not.
Right.
It just like, golf's still here.
Like, I don't even know when the next major is.
Yeah.
But I'm like looking forward to it already because it's like in your mind of like this kid, hey, maybe he, he just goes on a run.
Yeah. Like you said earlier, the talent level of the golfers now is fantastic. You have a lot of the older guys who still compete, but you also have a lot of the young guys. Even like the DeChambeau guy, he come on strong. Granted, he's still got to get some things figured out, but he was always the big talk now. And now you got this kid of, hey, maybe we got somebody else this year that is going to bring more publicity to it. DeChambeau needs to get a different hat.
Yeah, I just can't.
I can't look at him and be like, I respect you with that hat on. Got to change it up. Get just a normal hat.
All right, I was just looking up of
when the next major is.
Yeah, because obviously the Open Championships in 2021 because I don't think that we can travel there to play it.
Yeah.
But the U.S. Open is September 17th through the 20th. Obviously at Winged Foot, which is an awesome course, and then the Masters is in November.
Gotcha.
I'm so excited for the Masters, mainly because with what I do for a living, it's an interesting because I guess a lot of people don't know, and if they're listening, maybe they don't know of like Augusta National.
Mm-hmm.
Like when the Masters is over in April, like that course kind of is shut down.
Yeah,
it's not open in the summertime. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
That the grasses that they use is just too hot in Georgia and it goes dormant.
Mm-hmm.
So basically what happens there is it's kind of a wintertime course. So the Bermuda grass down there like never really gets a shot hit out of it.
Gotcha.
And then it gets overseeded with ryegrass.
Mm-hmm.
So basically like every year they lay out brand new carpet.
Oh, okay.
So now they have to start overseeding with the ryegrass.
Gotcha.
And usually it's pretty wet.
Okay.
Obviously, you germinating seed, and you got to keep it alive, get it established, and then you can start, because the game as a golf course superintendent is how good can you make your course look and keep it as dry as possible?
Yeah.
Where, it's actually give them a golf course to play. I mean, that runs out fast. And so it's interesting to me of how much run out and stuff they'll have because how much water can they take away from it?
I got you.
And have it hang in there,
Gotcha. Yeah. Especially in November.
And they're phenomenal at what they do. So it will be, it's still Augusta.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, but that's interesting to me of like, we just got this grass established. Now we need to start cutting the water and get it dialed in. Yeah.
And then not a lot of people see golf in November. You know what I mean? I mean, Georgia in November is probably in the 70s.
Yeah.
So I mean, they played in the 60s,
80s.
They played in 60-degree weather, last weekend. So,
right.
I mean, it's probably better anyway.
Jason Day looked like it was like a snowstorm was happening.
Yeah, I know.
I know you're from Australia, but like you've lived in Ohio for a while, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
you got to be used to cold. Come on. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm pretty pumped up as far as golf goes because I like, and I don't, your age wise, like when were you born?
95. Why?
95. So like the Tiger Woods.
I caught the tail end of it.
Yeah. So it's so much fun to watch it when it starts. You know?
Yeah.
You know, like when Woods won the 97 Masters of like, you could just see it building.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I have such high hopes for that Morikawa.
Yeah.
Of, all right, let's see it start.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. Let's hopefully just keep it on going.
And I love that too. Of like, you know, it comes off different. He's like, hey, we're just getting started. This is just the beginning.
Cool.
And people are like, man, he seems pretty cocky. He's like, well, he's 23.
Exactly.
So
what do you expect?
if this is the end of his career, that kind of sucks. So,
did you win any money last weekend on it?
No.
Okay.
I came close.
Yeah.
4 out of my 6 guys missed a cut. I happen to have.
Oh, okay.
My 2 guys were so far up.
Yeah.
That it got me close to the money line.
Gotcha.
But yeah, a lot of missed cuts.
Yeah.
I'm terrible. Well, one, I'm terrible at we're talking about FanDuel fantasy.
Yeah.
You know, money bets and stuff. But I am hot garbage when it comes to picking.
Gotcha.
Like, I'll get into the money.
Yeah.
But sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's just slowly bleeding my account. Like a slow slot machine that makes you think it's going to pay off.
Yeah, but
and makes you think you have a chance, but you don't.
No, yeah.
But it's always, I'm terrible at picking golf.
Gotcha.
Baseball, I've done okay. UFC, I've won some money, and then
Yeah, exactly.
It's
UFC's tough.
It's very tough.
They don't give you enough money for to
pick the.
Yeah.
I mean, but you have to. But trying to. Because you get points for how many strikes, how many takedowns, takedown defenses.
Exactly.
It's more for a knockout, in the first round than the second round and the third. If it goes to decision, if it, I seen one person that won like the $1 million one.
Yeah.
They picked both the fighters in the same fight.
Yeah.
And I didn't even think of that as an option.
Yeah, I did that for this weekend.
Well, yeah. So, if it's going to be a 5-round fight and they think these people are going to brawl, but nobody's going to knock anybody out. Yeah, they're all going to have a bunch of.
Exactly.
At that point, a decision wins not that many points. But
the knockout does.
If they have 500 strikes apiece, I mean, that's going to pay you off. So that was.
So I was in the money. I won $10 on the PGA one last weekend.
Did you?
So yeah, 4 of the 6 made the cut for me. So I did pretty well. I mean, not as well as I probably should have, but did okay.
Yeah, it's just I've just done garbage with golf.
Okay,
everybody. I've not had every player make the cut yet.
Oh, okay. I've only done it. That last weekend was the only time I've done it, and I missed. I mean, 2 of the 6 missed. So I was okay with it.
Yeah, it's just.
I mean, Poulter might as well missed it because he didn't really give me many points, but
right.
But still.
It's I would like to just talk to some of those guys that make a living on it.
Yeah.
Because, you start to see the same names up there at the top of that leaderboard.
Yeah. What do you guys, what do you do?
Obviously, it's just an algorithm that they've developed.
Come up with, yeah.
And they're willing to put $5,000 on the line.
Yeah. I'm not. No.
I can't I can't pick 6 guys to make the cut. Not going to do it. I mean.
I can't put more than $5 on the line. Once on the line, I'm like, I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can spare. I'm the $2 guy. So
yeah, the best I'd done was actually an NBA one, and I think we talked about that. Where I was like, we didn't talk about it. We both had the same guy that got 3 points for us.
Yeah.
And then I played the next day. I played another one, so I was like. Which is kind of a weird thing. I won $9.
Okay.
But I'm 20 points away from winning $200,000. And I had a guy get 5 points.
Yeah.
That normally gets 40. Of
well, you motherfucker.
Man. Now, it's all well and good to say, well, if he just did that, you'd have won.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people had him.
That. Yeah.
And they would have jumped up in front of me too. But it's just one of those, damn it.
The other day, I was one player, just like you said, one player away from $800.
Yeah.
The leader and me had the exact same lineup, except for one fucking dude. His dude had 40 points and my dude had 6. So it was a son of a bitch.
Yeah. It just
it pisses you off. I won money last night on baseball solely on Mookie bets. I did the single game, so I had the multiplier.
Yeah.
And I put him as my double. points, and he hit 3 homers last night.
Oh, well,
so
that does it.
He had it. They give you 5 in those single games. So you get you get a double, you get a 1.5, and then you get 3 other guys.
Yeah.
I had my double guy, he was my double guy, so he obviously got me like 100 and some points himself. And then my 1.5 guy got me 80 points. None of the other 3 had any points for me.
That's what's so tough about baseball.
Yeah,
My other guys went 0 for 4.
Yeah,
all of them.
All
Didn't
of
even
them.
get a walk.
Nope. I was like, okay, well, thanks, Mookie. You give me $8.
Can we get like half a point for a put out?
Yeah.
If they catch a fly ball, can I get something?
Something.
That's actually, that'd be an interesting way to do it, is somehow add some defensive statistics.
Uh-huh.
Because then all of a sudden, like shortstop and center field is a little more valuable.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, now it'll be tough. I'm probably going to put one together, because obviously we'll just parlay this into the UFC, because I'm probably going to put something together for the,
I got one together.
Massive fights this weekend.
Yep, my boy Sean O'Malley.
Fights. Sugar Sean.
I love him.
The Sugar Show. His deal, he, I don't know if you follow him or whatever.
Mm-mm.
I was reading some articles, because he's just starting to do his own apparel line,
Okay.
which we do too, Wideside Sports.
Yep.
You can buy a nice little T-shirt.
Uh-huh.
But he did looks like a Celtics jersey.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen it.
I haven't seen it, no.
So it's green, and it just says O'Malley on it.
Okay.
And then he numbered them 1 through 200.
Okay.
And that's all he made.
All right.
And it was just kind of we're going to throw this out there and see what happens.
Yeah.
It sold out in 39 seconds.
Oh, my God.
He made $20,000 in 39 seconds. And he took number 69 and whatever other number. There's 2 numbers that he took, and they auctioned them off.
Gotcha.
If you wanted number 69.
Yeah.
But it's like, because he did an interview not knowing, because he's making 0 money with that Reebok deal, because nobody does.
Nobody buys
the UFC
Reebok.
does, but nobody, they're not getting any T-shirt money really.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, yeah, it sold out in 39 seconds.
It's crazy.
39 seconds. He
That
sold out
is
of 200
crazy.
shirts.
That's crazy. That's awesome, though. I mean,
Yeah.
good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I've watched a couple of his fights, and he's just a fighter. I mean, he's just, I don't know how else to describe him. I know it's kind of just, oh, yeah, he's a fighter. No shit, dumbass. But he just goes out there and just fucking just wants to brawl and has a good time with it.
Yeah, that's, and it's, again, 23, 24, 25, somewhere in there, like start of his career.
Yep.
And there's a lot of that because he's been calling out Cody Garbrandt, which I'm a big Cody Garbrandt fan of, because Cody's that guy. Like, if you look at Cody wrong, we're fighting. That's who he is.
Yeah.
But I think he's trying to go down to 125 and maybe win that title.
Okay.
But it's like, because I'm a Suga fan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's like, hey, man, let's pump the brakes just a sec. Like, this is a former... I know he's got knocked out a couple times.
But the guy's a fucking stud.
He's a former world champion.
Yeah.
Let's take our steps before, because when you're talking about 135ers, I know O'Malley has some knockouts, but he hadn't fought anybody yet.
Yeah.
This Vera, this is going to be a good test. I don't think he will. Like, he can lose this fight. Yeah. Like, this is it's a no joke of now you're starting to see him step into bigger guys.
Yeah.
But like, Cody Garbrandt hits like a Mack truck. Like, he knocks people. I know O'Malley knocks people out, but I don't think anybody at 135 hits harder than Cody Garbrandt does. Yeah. Of like, well, he got knocked out twice by TJ Dillashaw, who's still serving a suspension for steroids.
Yeah.
And the other one, I think he's calmed it down a little bit to where he doesn't, like, when he'd get tagged, he'd see red and just start swinging. Yeah. And then you get caught. I mean, that's
just the way it goes.
That's the way it goes.
And when you fight mad, you don't fight well.
The other guy's really good too.
Yeah.
So, but, a lot of people were saying stuff about Garbrandt because he hadn't responded. And he just said something like, hey, keep shooting your shot.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, wow, Cody's scared of him. It's like, so you want him to, like, skip and maybe fight this up-and-comer.
Yeah.
As opposed to trying to get this contract done to go down and win another world title.
You guys are idiots. Yeah.
Why? That makes no sense.
Nope.
So,
So you think? I think O'Malley will win.
I do too.
I mean,
but it's one of those.
It's like, a tougher fight for him.
He usually the way the UFC does is because I think he came out of the Contender Series and then he got suspended for a year or something like that because he did something.
Yeah,
he popped for the old pissed hot for something. I don't know. I don't remember what it was, but I think it was one of those ones of it. I think it turned out to actually be a supplement thing. Like they found. Because when everybody's like, I must have tainted supplement when everybody cries bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
But sometimes that does happen because USADA comes, like they'll take your stuff and test it.
Gotcha.
And then they'll go to like 5 other stores and buy the products across the country if looking for the same batch numbers, and then they'll test all those.
Gotcha.
And it's like, they mixed this up in a dirty vat that they were selling steroids out of, and it just happens to actually be in this. So, that coming with, but he's got, they start you out low of you're going to win, you're going to win, you're going to win. Now this is the next, it's, I don't know that Vera's even ranked, but it's getting to that level.
Where he's going to be fighting in the top 15
you
at least.
Him, now he's, his next fight's going to be a top 10 guy. Then you beat him and now you're in the top 5. Now you're in the, game.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's
now you can start talking your shit and
times.
Stuff. Oh yeah, and then obviously the big one,
the biggest one.
I mean,
the biggest one,
number 3.
Yeah, I'm super excited for the Sean.
Yeah,
but I'm way more excited. For DC Stipe.
I know because you're a big fan of both of them.
Well, it's the big. I don't know that you can say it's. I don't know that it's the biggest heavyweight fight ever. Because Brock Lesnar and stuff, they had they had some.
Yes,
but as far as 100%, you could say this is for the best ever.
Oh
at heavyweight. This is for the GOAT.
Yeah.
Daniel was a heavyweight champ in Strikeforce. Won the Grand Prix. He's only lost 1 fight ever at heavyweight, and it was to Stipe. So I mean, you just can't. You look at the fact that they've had 2 fights and they're both polar opposites.
Yep.
of what happened. And I hear a lot of people going, well, DC's won every round except the one he got knocked out in. I don't know about that because the first one happened so fast. We talked about that, like maybe some Francis thing with Stipe still.
Yep.
I don't know that DC was winning that round before he knocked him out because Stipe was kind of tagging him. And then Daniel kind of poked him in the eye.
Yep.
And then knocked him out. Of like, he wasn't like he was laying a lot of hands on Stipe at that point, but everybody's like, wow, it was, he was dominating. It's like, we knocked him out, but before that, you could probably make an argument Stipe was winning the fight. And then adamantly of like, I need a rematch. I need a, and there was something there that Stipe thought, hey, I can get this guy.
And obviously he did in the second one.
He did. Now he was losing every round of that fight, but I think he had a game plan.
Yeah,
to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he didn't purposely lose every. I mean, you know what I mean?
Because one thing you could say is that guy ate shots from Francis. So he's got a chance. He can take a shot.
Yeah.
Now the DC thing, if you recall, like it was kind of that dirty boxing kind of get you on a break kind of.
Yeah.
Which DC is phenomenal at that. But he hit him right behind the ear.
Yeah.
With that shot. And Stipe didn't get knocked out, but that's kind of that nerve pack where like your legs just
you fall
gone, you fall down. I mean, that's just the way it goes. Like you're not knocked out, like you know what's going on, but your body's just not listening to you.
Yeah, it's just like it's like the back of the ear and then right at the front of the jaw. It just stuns you.
Right. Now on the other hand, Stipe kind of knocked him out on that. I mean, when you get that shot on his jaw and you see that snot flying out of his nose.
So it's going to be wonderful on Saturday. I'm excited for both of them. I mean, I already said I'm a big O'Malley fan. I don't know who's going to win the main event. I mean, I tell you, neither is Vegas because I think they're both minus 110.
Okay. So they're saying flip a coin.
Flip a coin.
Because the big deal is, and they probably haven't had the weigh-ins yet. Obviously, because it's in Vegas, so it's not time for weigh-ins yet. But I'm interested to see what DC comes in because I think that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Now, I heard an interview where he did with Ben Askren.
Okay.
And Ben just flat out asked him, what do you weigh?
And
And he says, right now I'm at 240.
Okay.
Which is a big deal. Because the last one he weighed in at 238, but on fight night he was 248.
Yeah.
Which means he cut weight.
Yep.
For no reason, because you were still 20 pounds under the...
Yeah.
Just for optics of you didn't want to look fat. I guess. I mean, that'd be my only thing
exactly.
of like, oh my God, he's 248.
But 248's not fat. I mean, it's really not.
Not for a heavyweight.
No.
I mean, you're still,
you're 20 pounds under the freaking weight limit.
But Stipe came in at 231, which was an anomaly too, because Stipe is 239, 241 almost every fight of his whole career. And then comes in at 231.
Yeah.
I was like, well, what the hell happened there?
Trying to get some speed or something
he's
back.
Sporting a six-pack at that point in time because he's a lean guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's just it's just Cormier anyway. He's not a lean guy.
No, he eats everything. Yeah, and he talks about it when he's commentating. I mean, just have some chips, have some,
Yeah, I mean, he's not a guy he's not a diet guy along with it, but he's still a wonderful fucking fighter in that sense of. You're not fat, dude. You just like to eat. I mean, you still train. You still do all the things everybody else does. But you just like to eat. I mean, I can get behind that.
That's the. Man, this is such a. I'm such a huge Stipe fan. Like he's my favorite.
I know.
Like he's my favorite heavyweight fighter. But I wouldn't bet. And when I do the FanDuel thing, I don't even know. Unless I did one where I put both of them in it, just thinking that maybe this one goes to a decision. Yeah. But I don't even know that I wouldn't bet on it. Just because I don't know.
For DC's sake, I hope he wins because I want him to stop fighting and do all commentating.
He came out several times and said, this is it no matter what.
Good. Okay.
Like, I'm done.
Okay. Then never mind. I don't really care who wins then, but I like him as a commentator. Just even that shit that he was doing on ESPN Plus, where he was breaking down fights. It's so cool to hear it. From him, and anybody who's a wonderful fighter, and anybody who's a professional in anything they do, and they're breaking down another man's craft.
I love it.
It's fantastic to listen to.
And I think because that's that detail show, because that's Peyton Manning does it on football. Like, I'm one of those. I don't care. Like if you're the best in the world. At chess.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I have done. I've went down the rabbit hole and watched that whoever the number one chess player is in the world. I can't remember, he's Magnus or something like that. I've just watched him walk around and play people in Central Park or whatever. Just because you're the best at it, like I'll watch you do what you do. I mean, and I have no interest in chess.
I don't even know how to play chess.
I know the horse could go up 2 and over 1. I know what they can do. Yeah.
I don't know why there's horses,
but
in my opinion.
I have no idea. Well, it's about knights and rooks and it's all about. It's very castle heavy. Kings and
very
queens.
Medieval esque.
Yeah,
I like checkers.
Yeah.
Same. It's the same, isn't it?
Not really, but it's a little easier to get the rules down of.
Good.
But I'm just one of those whoever, if you're really the best at what you do, I'll watch you talk about it and I'll watch you do it. I mean, that's just I enjoy greatness, I guess. But I don't know where we were going with that. DC talking about that of like the breakdowns of that he has in there of just. He's like, did you see his shoulder flinch? Like, wait, what?
No.
Like
I
that
didn't.
Told you that he was going to throw a right kick?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, what the? He's like, yeah. Well, these are the things you got to look for. Of like everybody's so good. Yep. So I'm, roundabout back away of the pick because we both got to give picks.
I know we do.
Which I'm on Sean.
Okay, cool.
Too
cool.
I just think this is one that
he's going to win to get up to his next level.
I'd be shocked if he lost. But I'd go, hey man, everybody. If you're not Khabib,
everybody loses.
Or John Jones by a disqualification for a 12-6 elbow for some reason because they think that because people can break bricks. A lot of people with karate chops break boards too, but you're allowed to do that shit. So but unless you're Khabib, everybody loses. I mean that's just the way it is. Yeah. So I'd be shocked if he lost. So I'm on Sean.
Okay.
I want Stipe to win because I'm such a big fan.
Yeah.
But if I was putting money on it, I would put money on DC.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
my heart says Stipe.
I already have my FanDuel set up with Cormier winning.
Yeah.
So, I've had that. I mean, I've done it. I did it this morning, actually. So I was thinking DC's going to win.
Yeah.
I don't really care who wins. And, personally, I'm cool with either of them winning. It's not like I hate either of them. They're, I don't even know them as people, but they seem like good dudes. They seem, like you can have a conversation where they don't seem like pricks or anything like that.
Nope. Super nice.
Yeah, super nice. I mean,
no controversies ever. I mean,
exactly.
they just kind of.
Nobody has a bad word to say about any of them.
I mean, DC's awesome.
Stipe's a fucking firefighter.
He's a firefighter.
I mean,
Ohio State fan.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
it's that because I think I wouldn't bet money on the fight.
Mm-hmm.
One thing, if I could get some odds on it, I'd almost bet money that this is both their last fights.
Okay. Yeah.
Stipe, if DC wins, I think there's a chance if they say, it'd be a weird thing because, DC wins, retires, vacates a title. Well, one half of that's going to be Francis fighting for that title.
Yep.
The other half, unless it's John Jones coming up, the other half only makes sense if it's Stipe.
Yeah.
But then he gets title shot after just coming off a loss. Kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if Stipe wins, I think he's out.
Done.
I think he's done. I think he's done either way.
Yeah.
But
for sure done if he wins.
If he wins.
All right. Well, there we go.
There
we go.
Yeah. I cannot wait. I'm probably going to have to take a nap to try to stay up because, again, we don't live on the West Coast, so 2 a.m. or whatever when these fights end.
Yeah.
And then that's a bad thing. It's the one you're excited for, so, I don't, whatever. It probably ends around, 1:30 or so?
Probably.
A little after 1
of...
But the exciting fight's at the end, so your adrenaline's pumping. It's like, well, I can't fucking go to sleep now, so I got to come down for another hour.
Yeah, that's the worst. That is the worst.
Yeah. So we did have, I guess we need to segue out because we haven't talked any NFL because the one funny thing, I guess I don't have a lot to say about it except it's just funny, is the Seahawks cutting that rookie.
Sneaking a girl into his team.
Kamar Siverand?
Something like that. Yeah.
Something like that.
Who cares? He's cut now.
Trying to sneak a girl into training camp.
Yeah.
And had her dressed in Seahawks apparel or whatever to make it look like she was supposed to be there. Of like, hey, man, you're a rookie? And I'm going to guess probably wasn't drafted, so he was an unsigned free agent kind of deal of like, what are you doing?
You don't want a job. That's pretty much what you just did.
And it's probably one of those of like, slid into some DMs of, hey, man, I play for the Seahawks. You want to come to,
exactly.
Like, not anymore,
No,
I mean,
you can't wait a few weeks to get some ass.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now.
You didn't even have a chance of making. Maybe he just knew that he was never going to make that team.
He could have.
And that's my only chance.
Yeah.
To try this. But
was he a safety or a corner?
I don't know.
If he was a safety,
I think he was a safety.
Okay, then they're like, we just traded for Jamal Adams. Yeah, I'm fucked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it might have just said in the story I read just defensive back. I don't think anybody did any research
on him.
We don't know who this guy is.
That's
really
so funny. Hey, babe, here's a hat. Here's a jersey. Here's a Russell Wilson jersey. Yeah.
You just act like him.
Yeah, exactly.
Speak really positive when you're coming into the building.
Morning, afternoon. It's a nice tie.
Yeah. Looking good. Yeah. Team's looking sharp.
Yeah.
It's a good trade.
I
mean, maybe 2 first-round picks. Oh, that seems like a lot. But I mean, Hopkins went for nothing.
Nothing.
Ooh, 2 first-round picks for that. Okay.
For him? Okay, maybe.
A bit much.
Yeah, he's okay.
That was the comical side of things.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of where to go with that, but except for, hey, man.
Yeah.
Because not only, I mean, usually when you get cut by a team, I mean, somebody else picks you up on the wire at some point to give you a shot. Not now.
I
mean, not now.
No,
they can't take that shot.
Just because you're fucking playing She's the Man over here doesn't mean that you can get on another team.
Awesome reference.
Yeah, thank you.
So we going back with the NFL topic still,
Money.
Tight end stuff happening yesterday.
Yeah, the position, not your butthole.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Thanks. And
some freaking money though thrown out for some tight ends.
And I don't know what Kelce's broke down to.
25, I think.
But was it more than Kittle per year?
I don't know.
Because I want to know because Kittle signed the contract for highest paid tight end ever.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if Kelce's came above that, like, so he's the highest paid tight end ever for 2 hours.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean that it was like
Kittle is slightly ahead of Kelce.
Yeah, because I'm going to because Kelce still had 2 years left on his deal.
Yep, he is slightly. Kittle will make 15 per season, and then
it's 5 for 75.
Yeah, so he's like right at 15, and then Kelce's like 14 and a half, somewhere close to that.
Which is a weird thing. I mean, breaking down the way NFL contracts work, it's 5 for Kittle.
Yeah,
it's 5 for 75. Guaranteed on signing is 30.
Yep.
With a chance of 40 being guaranteed, which means there's some roster bonuses and
pretty
stuff.
Much, yeah.
So basically, by that math, just knowing that, it's a 2-year contract.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's just a weird thing that they still do that shit of like, it's 5 years, $75 million.
Yeah.
No, it's 2 years for 30.
Yeah.
With a chance at 40 if he hits some numbers.
Yeah. I love the tight end position. I mean, you're so versatile, especially those two guys, because they both block and they both catch passes. I mean, you're not a Jimmy Graham who you only just line up out there and you just go catch passes.
End.
They're actual tight ends. And to see them actually get money is wonderful. I don't know why, but I've always liked tight ends. I've always think they're so good to use and things like that. And they're the two best right now. Two best. I mean, you can make an argument that they're better than Gronk in his prime, only because that I would say Gronk was Tom Brady. I think Gronk was probably more dominant than both of them. And he blocked his ass off too. Oh, yeah.
But you have to factor in the injury thing.
Exactly.
I mean, the fact that he wasn't on the field a lot.
Yes. But Kelce, I mean, I know you're getting passes from Mahomes and stuff, but
dude wasn't always, though.
Not
he was
always.
Still, I mean, hell, when was that? When
Alex Smith,
he was the only one that caught touchdowns. Like a wide receiver for 12 games hadn't caught a touchdown.
Yeah. Alex Smith only threw to Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and then Kittle had a number of quarterbacks.
He's just awesome.
He is. His personality.
Travis Kelce is too, but Kittle is just like, all right, let's do it, you know?
Yes.
That regular season game against the Saints.
Okay.
When he made that catch, toward the end of the game and just like basically willed that whole drive of I'll run this guy, I'll shake this guy, and then I'm going to run you over, and then I'm going to jump into the end zone. Of like, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
My
that's
favorite
that guy.
is when they have him, they show him like doing his pancake blocks, because he had a number of pancake blocks over the season.
Yeah.
And I think he fucking just puts this dude from the Falcons on his back, and then the camera zooms in on him, and he's laughing.
Yeah.
Like he's just having a good fucking time doing it. And that's what you want.
That's what you. If you say, hey, people enjoy it's not a business, they enjoy it now. Obviously, it's a business. He just made $30 million.
Exactly.
But he's having fun.
Exactly. I mean that's what you want. I mean, him and on the sidelines, and just they show clips of like all the players on the sideline stuff. He's always jumping up and down and cheering on people. It's just seems like it's good for him.
And the Kelce thing, I mean, it's kind of the same thing they did with Mahomes.
Yeah.
Because he's still got 2 years left on this deal. They just extended him, but he's still working off these 2 years, and then it tacks on.
To get to those, yes.
You're going to be pretty excited, because that's pretty much going to end his career.
Yeah. Yeah, he honestly may be one of the best route-running tight ends there is.
Yeah.
I mean, he's crisp, and as football, you always talk about people playing a zone and sitting in the hole in the zone.
Right.
There's not a better tight end who does it. You always see, even if he's the third option, Mahomes is always check downs is to him, because he's always sitting in an open area. You know what I mean? He'll cut his route off short. He'll do other things. He's doing the things you're supposed to do as a receiving back.
Right.
As a receiving person, he's doing all the right things, and it's just cool to watch.
Yeah. Yeah. He's. I mean, it's good deal for him to know that for the rest of your career. I mean, Patrick Mahomes will throw you the ball.
Exactly.
But now the funny thing is like coming out of the Super Bowl. You know how much cap space they had?
Not much.
I'm going to get the exact number wrong.
Okay.
It was like $174.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's not a joke.
No, I know.
Like that number was like $174.
Yeah.
And then they just signed $500 million to Patrick Mahomes, who is signed a contract for $500 million. And I don't, obviously, the way they worked it, I don't know that he's a top 20 cap hit guy next year.
Yeah, I know.
And then signed Kelce.
Yep.
And it was just like,
and
what?
Chris Jones.
Yeah.
And their defensive tackle.
Yeah.
He should get executive of the year for the next 2 years.
I don't know how. Now, 4 years from now, when all these hits start coming in, you don't know.
We don't know it, but
then that's
honestly, that's not, Andy Reid's wanting to win now again. So he's not really worried about what's going to happen in 5 years because he's about done.
You only have windows.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in the NFL, you have windows.
And their window is absolutely right to
wide open now.
Mm-hmm.
3-4 years.
Yep.
Let's do everything we can. And if we have to blow this thing up 5-6 years from now.
Yep.
Which, Kelce be moving on, stuff like that. Guys retiring.
Yep.
I mean, Mahomes, he'll still be 29 or whatever. So, but not blow it up completely. But, hey, we got to start getting some rookies in here.
Yep.
But I'll tell you the one, releasing with the NFLPA and stuff with how the league did the cap hits with the quarantine guys, how they threw that money back in.
Yeah.
Like the Patriots are now like second with like $34 million worth of cap space.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, they had 8 guys stop.
So it's like, so now they can just start signing guys. I mean.
Yeah, I'm shocked Jadeveon Clowney's not on a team yet. Only because of all of those people opting out, because there was 60-something or 50-something or whatever total in the NFL who opted out. 8 of them were on one team, and then I think there was another team had at least 5 or something. But he's got to be signed. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's not an every down guy. He's a pass rush guy.
Yeah.
But
I think a lot of people are concerned about his leg because that's a problem.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think it's that, hey, you're wanting Joey and Nick Bosa money,
and you play 2 plays.
Yeah, I mean, no.
Yeah.
This kind of money goes to people who affect more,
Mm-hmm.
You're a third down rusher.
Yeah, you're a third down rusher and a second and long. You're a package guy at this point in your career.
Yeah.
1, because you can't stay healthy. And 2, because you don't really do anything else well. You rush the passer well. That's about it.
The words on the street from teammates and everything.
You're an asshole.
You're an asshole. And you don't always give 100%.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not a real effort guy.
No.
All right, well, that's 2nd and 8.
Yeah.
Probably going to run the ball, so I'm not going to really do anything.
Yeah.
That's just kind of, it's not where it's at.
He's talking to the offensive tackle. Hey.
Not where it's at.
Hey, if I don't give my all, you don't have to give your all in this play. Yeah.
Hey, are you guys running it to the left side?
Because I just won't do anything then.
I'll just, it'd be like in that Million Ways to Die in the West when that bar fight breaks out and they just act like they're fighting each other.
Yeah.
Hey, good job. You're a tough.
Yeah. It's on the grown-ups. Hey, you would both want to fake injuries? Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I don't at this point in time, obviously just skipping training camp.
Pretty much.
Well, I think what you would do is you'd let a couple weeks burn out and stuff because you don't want him on the. He's one of those guys that gets signed like week 2 or 3 because if you sign him week 1, his year's guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, exactly. He's only getting cheaper too at this point.
Yeah.
Do you want to play or not? I mean,
well, he doesn't because
exactly.
I
He
think
would have already
Cleveland
signed
threw
right now.
some money at him.
They did,
and he didn't want to go to Cleveland.
Yeah.
So,
okay, well
which that's fine, but
yeah, Okay, then you're sitting out a year.
Nobody else wants you.
Mm-hmm.
So. But hey, we still have.
You still knocked that guy's helmet off in Michigan, and that's what you're still living your glory days on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really all it is.
Yes, it is. That's exactly
that made
what
him
it is.
As big a name as he is, and the highest pick as he is, and that's it.
The year after he did that, South Carolina opened up with North Carolina on Thursday night. They tipped. Sometimes there was like a big, long 4 or 5 year span where they did that.
Right.
On Thursday night, it was always the first Thursday, and the announcers are giving Clowney shit because he's not on the field because he's tired and out of shape.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the kind of guy that he is.
Yeah, he just not a high, what they call a high motor guy.
No, you got J.J. Watt fucking busting his ass on the other end.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing, dude? Come on.
Nose is bleeding.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yes.
And
His
that's the
Achilles
bad
has snapped
thing.
3 times already.
He was opposite of J.J. Watt.
Uh-huh.
And his production sucked. This guy over here's got better numbers. He's getting doubled every time.
Yeah, he's going against the best pass blocker.
Let's see. He's got a guard and a tackle on him, and the running back chipping him.
What are you doing?
And he was touching the quarterback, and you were still at the line.
Yeah.
Against a wide receiver. Was you thinking you needed to play coverage?
Yeah.
I mean,
no, don't do that.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Yeah.
We don't want
want
that.
you out there. No, fucking stop.
We don't need that at all.
Fucking quit.
Oh God.
It's funny.
Yeah. Well, NFL's looking like it's going to happen.
Yeah. Thank God.
SEC, I believe, is going to happen. ACC, maybe.
Yeah.
I think the Big 12 will be the next to drop.
Probably. I'd agree with that.
But I don't think it'll be till October because why would you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't make any sense to.
I think they said back on the college thing. Are they? Did they shut down practices and everything? Because I heard Michigan was still practicing.
No, I think they're allowed to practice. They're just not allowed to play games.
That makes no sense.
Why the fuck would I come and practice?
Not allowed to wear pads.
Yeah, they're in helmets.
I think they're in shells, aren't they?
Yeah, I think no, they're not even in shoulder pads. They're doing helmets only.
Yeah, they're probably doing the little padded.
Yeah, thingies. Yeah.
I
got a question for you.
Okay.
About college football.
Okay.
Let's say that the 2 teams, obviously they already said they're not playing, or the 2 conferences said they're not playing. You got your 3 conferences left. Let's say that they end up playing and having the season, start of the season. Who's your team now? Who you watching?
Who am I rooting for, kind of thing, or
there's always a team that's other than your favorite team that you typically watch. At least for me, there is.
Yeah.
Who's your team?
Alabama.
Okay.
I always watch it. I try to watch. They're just not on that much
I know
around
that.
here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they do that SEC network bullshit, and I don't have that.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know. Last year, like the CBS SEC game of the weeks, it was always like garbage.
It's like Old Miss was on there like 3 times.
Yeah.
Why the fuck is Old Miss on there?
When are we going to stop talking about these Mississippi schools like they have something?
Exactly.
Well, they started out 3-0. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. They
suck.
They played no fuck state, and
I know
who gives a
Ole
shit?
Miss
University
a couple times beat Alabama.
Yeah.
Like 2 out of 7 times they won.
Exactly.
I don't care. I'd rather watch Alabama play Tennessee and just see what they got.
Exactly.
Yeah, probably be that. I can't. I mean, I like Trevor Lawrence, and I don't mind Clemson. It's just, who you really playing down there, man? I don't care for that.
Yeah.
At least with Alabama, now it's backloaded because I know Auburn's probably going to suck, but it's still it's still the Iron Bowl. So you watch that, and Georgia, we'll see what happens. I don't know what quarterback's
playing. We'll see what LSU can do.
Everybody keeps talking Florida.
Yeah,
but I don't know. But there's teams that can beat Alabama. They got a new quarterback. They got 3 new receivers. They got, which I'm sure are all fantastic.
I'm sure they're great. Yeah,
but it's unknown.
Yeah.
So there's a little parity, a chance.
Yeah.
I think LSU takes a step back. We talked about that last week.
Yes,
so
I think they do too.
My pick would be Alabama.
Gotcha.
Now, if it was a national championship thing of, if all 3 conferences played, they'd still hold a national championship.
Yeah.
I'd probably pick Clemson.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just saying, who would you?
Alabama would be
who are you going to watch more? Is more of my question. Gotcha.
Which sucks because, actually, you know what? With less conferences, less games, they're probably going to be on all the time.
Yeah,
would be my guess.
Yeah, probably.
So, how about you?
Well, I would probably watch. My buddy's a big Florida fan, so I'd probably watch Florida just so we would have something to fucking talk about.
Yeah.
And my team, personally, I'm a huge Lincoln Riley fan.
Yeah.
I would watch Oklahoma's offense. I mean, I give a fuck less about their defense. Their defense isn't any good, but I love there's always something fucking new he has going on. There's always, I don't know, he's very innovative in his offensive stuff.
100%.
So I usually try to watch that. I watched him a lot last year just because they were always on that Fox, that big noon Fox thing.
Oh, yeah.
It was either Ohio State or Oklahoma typically. So, I mean, I watched them a lot last year.
The funny thing about that, when you asked that question, not one Big 12 team
popped
even crossed my mind of like, what's that tell you?
Notice I said Oklahoma offense. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm a huge Lincoln Riley
I think
fan.
that's the same way as Clemson. Now, obviously, Clemson's a more well-rounded team. They actually have a team, not just an offense.
Uh-huh.
But it's kind of the same way of who in the Big 12 is besides an upset by Texas.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you doing? Well, Baylor's going to be good. Are they?
Are they? No, because you lose your coach.
Yeah.
It's hard to eat double success there. And Oklahoma has that quarterback that was on that QB1.
Yeah.
And they said he's supposed to be pretty good. I could get behind it. They've had really good quarterbacks the last few years. Oklahoma has. So see if he can kind of replay the success that the last 3 guys have had.
That's the interesting thing because I don't.
Yeah, Baker, Kyler, and Jalen.
Because this is his guy, right?
This was his guy.
This is his guy.
His guy.
Not somebody else's guy that came.
Nope. His guy.
So it's because I don't. I obviously I give him credit for Mayfield and Murray. I don't give him any credit for Jalen Hurts.
No.
Dude was starting quarterback at Alabama.
Yeah, you didn't get a slouch.
So don't say, well, he did this with. No, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
That you get zero credit for Jalen Hurts stats.
Yeah.
So it would be interesting to watch him coach his own guy.
That's what I'm saying.
This is a guy that I brought and for my program and what I see.
Yep, and he's a sophomore, so he's been in the program, so he has some system underneath his belt. I just want to see how it plays out for him.
Yeah.
Obviously, he had talent. I mean, I watched him on that TV show. It's pretty good. So let's see how he does in college.
All right. I'm just writing something down here.
Go ahead.
Making a note for myself.
Alrighty.
It's to be more of a slut.
Okay. Good luck.
Pretty tough in these times, in these lockdown times, to be the slut that I once was. But, keep trying. Mm-hmm. Keep on trying.
Keep on doing you.
All right, man. It's probably time to get out of here.
All righty. Whiteside.